November 7th, Friday, November 7th, my first day out for the year. Been a hectic year. Got married, bought a house with my wife, so I'm just finally getting out now. Pretty excited to be out, after everything that's gone on. Sitting on the gas line stand where I've hunted in the past. It's the first day of Rutcation. I'll be out every day between now and the 12th, and see if we can make something happen. There have been a couple nice bucks on camera. I guess Johnny can show some of those pictures while I'm talking here. I'm shooting a Ravin R10X crossbow and Ravin aluminum broadheads, Ravin arrows, so the whole 9 yards with Ravin. So it worked last year. I got a nice doe, so keep you updated on what I see. It's Saturday, November 8th. Got in the stand at 6:20. Had all that fog roll in, so it really, I don't know if that affected deer movement, but didn't really see anything until about 8. And my HuntWise app, it predicted that there was going to be a 99% chance for deer movement today. So I'm pretty stoked. But the one thing they can't predict is my bowel movements. So I'm going to try to stay out as long as I can. I'm going to try to sit all day. But with the unpredictable bowel movements, we'll see if that can happen. Stay tuned. We got some Nugents pheasant hunting over here. There we go. The Nugents in their picket line. They got the picket line going. Pretty slow day. I'm filming the Nugents pheasant hunt from about 1,000 yards away. I had the that 8-point coming range, and then I had that 5-point, but neither of them I wanted to shoot, and I know there's bigger ones out there, and I just the weird thing is that I was thinking right before I started filming this is that I don't know if I've seen a doe yet, a confirmed doe. Yesterday was a button buck and some small bucks. Today's 8-point and 5-point. So I don't know how to take that. I don't know if there's any, maybe they're in the lockdown with the bigger bucks right now, or I don't know what's going on. So stay tuned. Hopefully get a hot doe to run through eventually. So yeah, I like to update each year on the progress of what we did for the property. So this year I actually planted some apple trees. I think I put in 15 apple trees, all different varieties, all varieties that cross-pollinate with each other. So yeah, that was one of the projects. We lined them against this pine row. So obviously, hopefully, I think there's 8 in this field and then 7 in the field down below where we planted other pines. Hopefully in about 5 to 10 years we'll have a nice crop of apples coming in every year. So that was one thing we did. This food plot is still just clover, and the back one, which you can't see, it should have been buckwheat, but it frosted before it got big enough. It is Monday, November 10th. I'm up in the stand. I just do my introduction randomly, so it's about 10 a.m. now. And so far I've seen those 4 doe. And then I had a buck run through down below me about 80 yards. About 40 minutes later, then he followed the same path those doe were on. But then other than that, I just saw a couple turkeys in the morning. And a I don't know if it was a fisher or a weasel or something. I saw a rabbit run out, and then I started filming because I figured it was a coyote or something chasing the rabbit. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's been extremely slow in terms of deer movement. You'd think with this cold front we have right now, with moderate wind, not really too windy, on top of like some snow and like 25-degree weather, that they would really be moving. But so far I'm just getting somewhat, not skunked, but just not a lot of stuff to see. So we'll see if it picks up. Stand about 25 minutes ago. It's Tuesday, November 11th. Didn't go out this morning. Too dang windy and cold, but I'm out now. And I was on my first sign of some rut movement in a while. I just saw that doe go across, followed by a little 6-point. So hopefully that's a good sign of things to come. Sometimes when you're down bad and the deer just aren't moving, there's only one thing you can do. Give them a little rattle. Just rattle them in. See if it works this time. Same ones I saw earlier, but I'm close from counting them. It's Godzilla. All right, it is now Tuesday, November 12th in the morning. I'm in the camp, and as you can see from the footage last night, I did see Godzilla. So I feel like I didn't really have a chance to break that down because of the timing of the day, and I was trying to get out of the stand, and it was getting dark. I mean, the footage makes it look like it was a lot lighter than it was, but in reality, I think it was probably about 5:15, and shooting light ended at like 5:25, 5:30, so I was in that twilight zone where, you know, your eyes are starting to play tricks on you, and I needed to get out. So anyway, yeah, he came out of those lower pines, probably about 80 to 100 yards and kind of did a half circle, came up out of the pines, did a half circle coming towards me, and then dropped back into the pines. I only was able to get him into about 60 yards. So did not have a shot opportunity. But anyway, so he went back in, he followed those doe down the hill. So I think they're still in the general vicinity. I know I'm using a crossbow, and some people would say, you got a crossbow, it's a Ravin, take a shot. I don't believe in taking greater than 30, 35 yard shots, even with a crossbow. I just, just to be ethical to the animal and making sure you have a clean, efficient kill. So that's why I didn't take it. I try to stick between underneath that 35, 30 yard range. So yeah, gonna give it another try today, and that's why makes it fun. Challenge, a little bit more of a challenge that way, and see what happens today. So, but it's gonna be a little cold out there, so I wanted to get this in beforehand. So, and the reason I kind of cut the film pretty early is that I was in the middle. As soon as that doe crossed the field, I was kind of in the middle of packing up. So I didn't really have the camera ready or anything like that. So I was holding the camera when he came out and all these deer were coming out. And while I was filming him, it kind of hit me like, wait a second. I have 15, 20 minutes of shooting light left. I got to put the camera down and get ready to shoot. So that's why the filming kind of just ended abruptly with him just kind of standing in the middle of the food plot. I had to put the camera down and then pick my crossbow up and then go from there. So. Last sit of Rutcation. I think as of now my count is at 37 deer I've seen, which includes 2 deer I bumped the one morning, so I count those. So it's been a good year. I think it's been a little bit slower. I think I'm just getting that tail end of the kind of like a November lull. I think a lot of the bucks are tending to the does right now, so I don't think there's as much chasing going on as it has been in years past, but I still got to see Godzilla in person for the first time, so that made it all worth it, and that was worth seeing extra deer. So yeah, we're going to see what happens tonight, November 12th. It's about 2:30, so it's still windy and a little rainy, so maybe I'll get them moving, maybe not.